Fucking clankers. Fucking clankers. Fucking clankers.
See, we grew up with cool robots, not these like horrible monstrosities that, span the globe. I love your article, Jennifer, about how the robots are not going to be like one individual robot, but a distributed system, because that's the reality of what it is. Like every meta glass is the eyeball of this like fly, this cosmic fly that's looking at us all. It's sick.
That's exactly right. It is sick. And so I think that this is every time we connect with other people, I feel is the perfect kind of resistance. That's what I think.
I love it. I'm here for it.
So every time you guys connect something dumb like a toaster or a refrigerator to the fucking internet,
that's a loss. That's one of the L column.
You're fucking us up. You know what?
Kill a fairy. Somewhere a fairy drops dead.
Somewhere a fairy dies.
And I'm kind of half fairy. And I'm half fairy, so don't do it.
You're killing fairies and Djinn and all the
Stop doing that.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about the Djinn wedding that you attended.
Never again. This was a one-off thing. I was trying to meet fairies, and something happened in my private sleep that should never happen, and I'm not doing it again. So there's that. And this was 26 years ago, so I don't know. It's all kind of fuzzy now.
Whoa.
The fairy, a fairy wedding.
So many follow-up questions to this. Do you think that you created a different kind of hybrid creature out there based on this nighttime activity?
I was trying to meet fairies. This is the kind of person I am. 26 years ago, I was trying to meet fairies and doing some stuff. Yeah. And I ended up in a lucid dream that is something I woke up with. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel horrible. I never want to do that again. I don't want to go to a Djinn wedding. I mean, I'm talking about humanoids, right? That had impossible skin complexions, impossible eye colors, impossible hairstyles. And yet for all that, they were humanoid. And they were getting ready and doing their hair. There was a bridal party, a groomsman, and it was chaotic and frenetic. And it was so real that, I just woke up like, okay, I fucked around and I found out I'm not doing that. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation. I'm going to send a gift.
Yeah, I did some shit like that on acid one time too. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
No more Djinn for me.
I met my Djinn at the grocery store. So it was 2020.
Were you on acid?
No, I was on nothing. So I was
Jen, have you ever taken acid?
No, I have not ever.
Yeah, that's probably good. I don't know. I don't know if
I don't think I could because I already see so much in waking hours.
I think you're already there.
That's what I think. I
don't think you need to expand your third eye anymore.
I don't even want to know what I would see on acid. But okay, so it was 2020. I was in Seattle. My, in Kirkland. Everybody knows Kirkland because of Costco. But our house was like a mile and a half from where all of the 2020 COVID stuff started. That life care center was a mile and a half from my house. Wow. So it was serious. And we had you had to mask up, of course, to go to the grocery store. And I had to hype myself up to go to the grocery store because masks made me feel claustrophobic. So I'd hype myself up. I'd listen to Public Enemy, and Flavor Flav would get me
Public Enemy #1.
Terminator X.
Terminator X. And so I'd hype myself up. I'd put on my mask and I'd go in. I had been in the middle of researching sleep paralysis for my podcast, Curious Cat, before I went to the grocery store. And I thought, I got to go get groceries first. Hyped myself up, go in the grocery store. And I'm in this aisle and hardly anybody was there. But there was this very old man. And he was kind of hunched over. And then there was this young man kind of behind him. And think of like Jesse Pinkman, but taller with dark hair. And he had on cargo shorts and his legs were kind of tattooed. And my eyes couldn't really see what his shoes were. It was really interesting. It's like they kind of blurred it. And I go down the next aisle. And there they are again. And I see the front of the guy and I see the old man. And the guy keeps looming over his shoulder. And it's kind of looming The energy was like in Harry Potter, you know, the things that suck the energy from people, but it
Oh, the
was,
Dementors?
yeah, the Dementor. It was kind of
Right.
like that kind of energy, but it was like synergistic. It was like symbiotic. So then I kept trying to avoid them and I had to, but they were in the aisle, every aisle that I was going to. So at the end, I went to the checkout, you know, your serve yourself checkout. And of course, there they are standing right in the middle. So I had to say, excuse me, to go around them. And I said, excuse me. And I went around him and I looked, and on his bicep, the young man that had been like energetically connected to this old man, he had this patch that was the infinity symbol in fur. It was all in this thick bear fur. And I looked finally down at his feet and they tapered down into like goat feet. And so his
Wow.
tattoos went down to goat feet. And I looked over and I thought, and I looked at his eyes briefly. We looked at eyes briefly, and his eyes were definitely like marbles, like they were like mercury from those old thermometers. That was his eyes. And so I did my thing, got in my car, went home and went, that was an experience. I log back onto my computer. I start doing my research on sleep paralysis, and the very next thing I fell on was some cultures believe that sleep paralysis is due to jinns. And then I did a deep dive, and in that verbiage about jinns, they said sometimes you can tell it's a jinn. They'll look like a human being, but you can tell because they'll have strange patches of fur.
That's interesting.
And it all
That's
happened.
fascinating.
Yeah, in half an hour.
Wow. So you were actually awake at a supermarket or a
Yeah,
store,
I was actually just grocery shopping
and this
in the
Jinn was
daytime.
attached to a human. This was
Yes.
like kind of,
It was like this man was, and this man was like, if I had to guess, I'm really bad at guessing, but he might have been a little bit olive complected, but so am I. But so I don't know what his nationality was. If I had to guess, I'd say just like Eastern European. If I had to guess, but they had this relationship that felt not it didn't feel malicious. It felt symbiotic. Like the young Jinn had been a part of this family for generations and it was helping this older man and maybe giving the older man enough life force so that he could do things like going to the grocery store.
that's interesting.
It felt controlling a little bit, but it didn't feel malevolent.
Maybe the older man was a magic user or a wizard or something that had summoned the Jinn.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and
Right.
you were able to see like the true form.
And I saw it. Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah. And then the bear patch of like the bear fur that was the infinity symbol. I was like, you can't I didn't make that up. I've never even thought of that. And here I kept, the universe is so playful. The universe has such a sense of humor is what I've learned through my life.
Right.
And it's like the universe knew what I was going to be queuing up next when I did my sleep paralysis research, and it brought it to me at the grocery store doing the most mundane thing.
Fascinating. Full on waking experience. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so rare. So interesting.
And I didn't feel like I had to, like I did do my protections afterwards. I have different protections I do, but I didn't actually feel like I needed it because they were conjoined and it wasn't about me. And even though I looked in the Jinn's eyes, I think he was like, it's okay if you know who I am. And I was just kind of coming to that feeling in myself of like, I think that I'm kind of a fairy a bit,
Right.
like I'm a bit of a gnome. And I've had I've had these experiences in my life. I really do. So I feel like he's just like, yeah, you get it because you're kind of part like a weirdie like me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever had a full visual waking thing. What'll happen is sometimes I'll be sitting with someone or talking to someone in some other setting, not connected to the woo.
Yeah.
And then I will have the mental imprint of something completely different, so that it's like so wild and different that I have to sometimes like hold myself back from reacting to it. So it's like I have this intense like third eye visual. I guess you would call it a third eye.
Yeah, I would.
But the physical, it's distinct from the physical vision. It's like, and they're happening at the same time in parallel though. and it could be really unnerving. Like
It
I
would
could
be
be looking at,
dizzying almost.
yeah, like one time I was looking at someone and I literally saw a female corpse with a shroud over her. And when she noticed that I saw her, she just kind of turned her head very slowly and looked at me. Now, I couldn't break like what I was doing with the person in front of me. I couldn't mess with that. So I had to like retain that experience and then deal with the person I was talking to. And it never made sense to me. Like, not that this stuff ever becomes an answer, because,
Right. It doesn't.
but what the, I mean, it was wild. It was wild. And it's something that I think it didn't scare me though. I thought it was
Yeah.
just, there was something beautiful about it. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it. I don't know how to explain that. But if you put
Seems
that
like-
into a drawing or a movie, it would be terrifying.
Yeah,
Right.
it seems like when you actually encounter that stuff like that out in the, it seems like it's almost like you're like, oh, okay, that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
That's real, But a lot of times I hear people, and I've had my own things too, but I was never afraid either, of any of that stuff.
My
Yeah.
eldest has both of my kids that are grown, they're old, grown out of the nest, but my eldest, they have this experience that, multiple experiences, but it's like, I'm trying to, and I'm speaking for them right now, I'm trying to change my reaction because I know I have the strength to push back and still have a boundary for who
Yeah.
I am. And so I want to lean into not being afraid and banishing. I want to like get a sense of what it is before I do my
Right.
banishing.
Why react to it in a hostile manner?
I want to
Exactly.
learn. I want to grow. So it reminded me of what you were saying is like, Sam, about it. This would be in a horror movie, but for me, it was kind of a beautiful experience because I think that we all, whether people say have a gift or not a gift or are open to it or not, it's all existing right with us. I feel
Oh
like.
yeah. It's not like you're not going to put up like a wall between it and you necessarily. It's this stuff is happening I love that it's happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm at a loss for like dimension. I don't care what the word is. I don't even know what the word is.
I don't
It's
know
all
either.
intersecting. It's all intersecting like at the same time and place.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So what you're
it's
saying
going
is so
on at
beautiful.
convergence points. So
Yeah.
you're kind you're kind of on the same, you're kind of in the same place, but you're not in the same place, which
Right.
to me has always been like, okay, maybe that's why you don't get that immediate fear response because you're both only halfway there,
That makes a
Yeah.
lot
And then
of
sometimes
sense.
you're like, your conscious mind.
you're at the crossroads,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And then your logical mind can't process it until afterwards. It's almost like and then you think back and you're like, holy shit, what did I just see? Like what just happened? Right?
Or you have amnesia about it because
Yeah.
I forgot until I went on I love to hike. I'm crazy about it. And the weather's been fantastic in Colorado to be able to do it. So I went to a trail that I hadn't been on for about a year. And I love this trail, but it goes for 10 miles. So you do this part where you go to Magic Mountain part because they tried to make it into a theme park, but then it didn't work, which is great because now it's just this beautiful mountain trail. So you do Apex Trail to Magic Mountain to Enchanted Forest. And when I was in the Enchanted Forest, I went, ooh, this is really squatchy. This is very Bigfoot. And I said, Bigfoot, it'd be really cool if you showed up for me. And I had a rock in my pocket and I said, this is for you. And it would be really nice if you could show up for me. So then I did my hike and I was a little gassed after like 8 or 10 miles. I wasn't expecting. I thought it was more like 4 or 5 miles. But yeah, times 2. And I came out of the Enchanted Forest and I was getting back on the main trail and nobody else was around, which was weird because it's a well-traveled trail. There's usually bikers too. And I thought, I'm going to take a picture. I really want to take a picture here. And I said, Bigfoot, I didn't see you, but I love you. And thank you because I think of Bigfoot or Sasquatch as like a big medicine man, like I don't know. It just feels like I'm related to Bigfoot somehow. And I said, I'm going to take a picture. And I just wanted to say, I love you. And I hope you found your rock. And I take a picture and I get home and I didn't even think about it for like a month. I had amnesia about it. And then I was going through and cleaning up my photo reel on my computer because it was getting too big. And I went, what is in the sky of this picture? I remember I took that picture and I was thinking how much I love Bigfoot. And I zoomed in and there was like, in the sky is this brown sphere. And then all of a sudden down below is this brown blip. Like it's not a person shape or anything, but it's like blurred. So I went into the live photo and went cell by cell and looked at it and it just appears and disappears. And what's crazy is a lot of people talk about Bigfoot and UFOs being connected.
Yes.
And I was like, this is the picture right here. And I literally forgot about it until last week when I was doing that trail. And I went, oh, Bigfoot, I brought you another rock. I forgot. But my subconscious remembered. And I said, here's your rock. And I hid it because everybody was doing the trail on Easter. And I hid it for Bigfoot. And then I remembered I took that picture, but I totally fucking forgot for a year. So weird.
That is wild. That is so cool though. Wow.
You should hike with me. You guys just need to hike. Jesse doesn't think he wants to hike, but you guys need to hike with me. Magical stuff would happen.
Magical things happen on hikes for sure. Yeah, I used to love like hiking in twilight inside forests and stuff. But there was this one particular set of woods I would never go in at night by myself. There was some crazy shit in there. But at twilight, I was fine with it. But by like sunset, I had to once the sun had set, I had to get the hell out of there unless I was with people.
That gave me goosebumps.
But this is going back long
going
ways.
way back.
I don't fuck around the woods like that anymore. I've seen too much weird shit and heard too much weird shit. Yeah.
Well, we need to Bigfoot hunt. We should all, just go out and we should do something like that too in real life. I think, isn't Rachel trying to work on having a little bit of a kind of a get together somewhere in Texas?
She talked about it. Yeah.
We need to work on that.
Yeah. In Marfa, I think.
Yeah, Marfa. Exactly.
Yeah. Where the lights are, where, everybody says they see the UFOs.
Exactly.
That's
and
pretty
giants.
wild.
There might be giants there too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
not
thinking
talking
my next thing might be paranormal investigating. I don't know.
Yes.
I have all these hobbies
up
in my head. Like, what should I do next? I don't know.
Oh, yes, Sam.
Find ghosts, find Bigfoot.
Oh, yes.
Ever since that first episode of Supernatural, I've been on board.
Yeah. Bigfoot's pretty easy. You just have to be vibing high and not expect anything and bring a gift. And Bigfoot likes shiny things and Bigfoot likes sugar. So
you think Bigfoot is a fairy or something like an alien?
Fairy. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Fairy. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's maybe like an earth elemental.
Mm-hmm. I think like an ancient spirit. I think there's deep medicine. I have a friend, Derek Condit, and when he's trying to do intuitive healings that are too big for him, that's when all of a sudden he's like, what is this figure that just showed up? And it's like, oh, that's Bigfoot that will come in to help with the healing. And so I think that there's some amazing deep medicine. And I just feel really connected with them whenever I'm out and, even in my yard with my dog, I'm just like, I'm going to do these things for nature. And Bigfoot, I love you. This is how I'm showing I love you. So
like Slee Stacks.
Remember that? Was that Land of the Lost?
Oh my God.
Marshall, Will, and Holly, motherfuckers.
Nobody's ever in the history of humanity till now called them motherfuckers.
On a routine expedition.
Fucking clankers. Fucking clankers.